everybody, good morning, buenos dias. How are you feeling on day 184 of the year? Hopefully it is a beautiful day, just like it is here on the Gold Coast in Australia, wherever you are in the world. According to 365 Tao by Deng Ming Tao, our word on day 184 of the year is sight. S-I-T-E, not sight with your eyes, sight as in location. So grab your book, your journal, and something to write with. Find that nice, quiet and comfy place where we're not going to be disturbed for the next 15 minutes or so while we read together. Be here, now, grounded and present. And let's see what 365 Tao has to say for us on day 184 on the topic of sight. Desert, visions. Tropics, possession. Forests, alchemy. Mountains, asceticism. Throughout the world, the site where people practice spirituality has been significant. In the deserts of the Middle East, holy people had visions. In the tropics, sorcerers use spirit possession. In the forests of Europe and Asia, alchemists perfected their arts. In the Himalayas, sages hid themselves away for ascetic practices. Of course, these were not the only places for such arts, but it is more than coincidental that certain practices are tied to the place. If you go to any of these lands, you can still feel the essence that inspired generations. Thus it is that you should be sensitive to where you situate yourself in the world. Ooh, as a world traveler, that one really, really resonates with me. I'm going to reread it. Thus it is that you should be sensitive to where you situate yourself in the world. Selecting a spiritual site requires subtlety. If you do not know the science of geomancy, it is better to go to a place known to be conducive to what you want to achieve. Then narrow your choice by what you see and feel. I love that. It's not just about what you see and intellectually think. You've got to bring your body into the process. You've got to have it be a somatic process. You have to feel something. You look around, you like what it looks like, but how do you feel when you're there? That's really, really important. If you sense that there is great well-being, that the plants and animals of the area are healthy, and the place is not subject to the extremes of weather that would adversely affect your health, then that is the place for you. When you move there, you will be sustained. No site is forever. If you find that the flow of energy has gone elsewhere, or that others begin to ruin an area, then search for a new place of vitality. That is why those who follow Tao seldom have fixed homes. They wander from site to site so as to constantly remain in the stream of Tao. So that's a very interesting way to think about life if you're a little bit nomadic like me. If you move from place to place, perhaps you have a couple of homes, perhaps you spend seasons in one and other seasons in another, perhaps you have family around the world that you like to go and visit for certain months of the year. Have a think about how you move around, and then have a think about how you feel or how you live your life in a certain way when you're in those places. It's very interesting because it says here like things like the weather, the plants, the animals, just the sensibility of being in different places is going to affect your well-being. It's going to affect the way you live and the way you feel. So if you are a little bit nomadic like me and you move around, take a few moments to think about the places in the world that you really, really like. Or perhaps you love your home. Perhaps you've been in the same place for a very, very long time because you've taken all of those things into consideration. And it's where you feel most alive, you feel most happy. It's where the place in the world that brings you the most joy and is the best for your overall well-being. But today, every time you move around, if you just go outside, if you go to a different place, you go to visit somebody, notice how you feel when you change your location or your site, as the word is for today. Very interesting thing to think about. And I love how it says here, no site is forever. Remember, you're not a tree. If you're not really liking the way you're feeling in a certain place, you can always move. And it doesn't have to be forever either. Like I said, perhaps you just go somewhere for a few months out of the year. Perhaps you split your time between places. Just have a think about how you feel in different locations and try to make sure you can set yourself up in a geographic location that brings out the best in you, that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel supported, and it supports your overall health and well-being. So thank you so much for being here for 184 days of this year, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye.